Hello, everybody. Welcome to another special installment of Show to V with Mike G, the show of tequila, mezcal, bourbon, brandy, rum, and more. That's right. Today's show is dedicated to the top 12 spirits that would make great gifts this holiday season. I know many of you are perhaps confused, perhaps befuddled, trying to think of that great gift for the spirits and wine aficionado of the family or of your close inner circle. So I hope that I could give you some insights in this post-Pappy Van Winkle world, this post-Buffalo Trace Antique Collection world. They are fine whiskeys indeed. However, there is a larger world out there that has amazing spirits of which won't cost you thousands of dollars. Hopefully, I can help disambiguate and create an easy, fun-loving list with multiple spirits, give you some holiday ideas this season. So without further ado, here is my incredibly relative list of top 12 great gift ideas in the spirits realm, and in no particular order. At number 12, we have the Butchertown Cask Strength Brandy from Copper and Kings Deep in Bourbon Country. It is 62% ABV, 124 proof. It is non-chill filtered. It is deeply rich, dark, and a blend of older brandies. Although no age statement on the bottle, I've been told that it has lots of great stuff intermingled. And for just around $60, for those of you looking for the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, William LaRue Weller, or George T. Stagg, this is an amazing alternative for just around $60. I know that supplies are limited and you might not be able to find it in your local market, but if you look hard enough for a great value and a great price, you're going to have a cask strength brandy. Yes, brandy, that's right. Cognacs, Armagnacs, Applejacks, all brandies, a true historical American spirit for a great price and, in this case, a wonderful alternative to those more expensive bourbons. I suppose it's no secret that number 11 comes from the Mezcal field. There are a couple agave-related spirits on this holiday gift list, but our first entry are from the fine folks Judah Francisco Dillon at Mezcal Vago. This year, they introduced a new set of mezcaleros, and this comes from Emigdio Jarquin Ramirez, who makes an amazing Madre Cuixe. This is the first release from this third new mezcalero, and at 483-liter batch at 51.7 ABV. Madre Cuixe is a very interesting varietal, and this particular style of distillation is a single distillation. So you're going to get more ruggedness, you're going to get more earth, more nature, more greenness. These aren't necessarily tasting notes as much as they are characteristics of a distillate that only gets processed one time. This Madre Cuixe from Vago is an amazing an epic, bold foray into mezcal, and it's something that everybody needs to try and makes an amazing gift idea for just around $100 a bottle. Supplies are rare and a bit difficult to find at times, but locate that bottle and you will make your close spirits aficionado very, very happy. And at number 10, another mezcal. This time, the Gracias, Dios Cuixe at 45% ABV. Distilled by Mezcalero Oscar Hernandez Santiago in copper, this Cuixe expression exceeds any expectation in terms of lightness, floralness, fruitiness that you would ever have about a Karwinski varietal, a Karwinski distillate. It is transcendent, and in this ever-expanding mezcal market, it's often hard to navigate through the many, many bottles that you see arriving at your local liquor store every day. But I assure you, for around $75, this Gracias a Dios Cuixe at 45% ABV is one of the finest expressions to date of Cuixe. It is nuanced, light, and extremely accessible. This will make a fine gift for a mezcal novice or someone who's really looking to expand their collection. And at number 9, my personal favorite everyday sipping mezcal, the Alipus Espadin from San Andres. Mezcalero Don Valente Garcia Juarez is making one of the finest, lightest, and brightest Espadins you will ever have. And for $45, that's right, $45 Espadin at 47% ABV, you have one of the best copper distilled mezcals on the market. And again, it's difficult with Alipus. All of those SKUs are wonderful mezcals, but if you want that one that will always resonate, that will always be easy drinking and a great value, again, I suggest the Alipus Espadin from San Andres at 47% ABV and at $45. And if we had to pick a gateway bottle of mezcal, that key bottle that introduces you and pushes you into the world of mezcal, this pink labeled beauty from Alipus is exactly what you're looking for. And at number 8 from Siembra Spirits on this Show to V holiday booze gift buying list that is completely relative to my tastes, we've got one of the most amazing projects ever conceived in the agave space. We know Siembra Spirits, we know there's Siembra Azul Tequila, there's Siembra Valles Lowland Tequila, and the Siembra Metal Mezcal, but Ancestral clocking at 49% ABV and roughly $100 to $110 per bottle. We have something so insanely unique and flavorful. I am calling Siembra Spirits Ancestral the best, the finest tequila you will ever taste. This is harkening back to pre-modern methods of production, which do not include diffusers, and it's made more like a mezcal. In an upcoming episode, David will talk about those differences and the methods of production that make Ancestral so different. But let's put it this way. We've all had plenty of tequila in our lives, but I guarantee you nothing can prepare you for the richness and depth of the tequila Ancestral. There are seldom tequilas at this high of proof, and there's never been a tequila, in my experience, that has this depth of flavor. So again, if you are looking at those high dollar luxury bottles around $200, $300, if you truly want to buy something remarkable and gift it to the tequila fan in your family or in your social circle, Tequila Ancestral from Siembra Spirits is the perfect gift for this holiday season. And at number 7, for all those wine lovers out there, head over to personalwine.com to pick your own private labeled wine for yourself, your family, your team at work. You can pick the particular brands and all of the other accessories that might come along with buying some fine wine. And also, if you'd like to try some of the amazing labels offered by personalwine.com, head over to the Red Room Lounge in downtown Austin and tie all of these things together. You know, if you talk about bourbon or mezcal, the odds of getting a personalized label or a bottle just for you with your name on it or with your business's name on it is highly unlikely. So again, head over to personalwine.com and order yours today. Prices will vary, but you can spend a little or you can spend a lot depending on how thoughtful you're feeling this holiday season. And at number 6, let's dive into the whiskey, since all of you out there are looking for that coveted bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, that coveted bottle of Michter's 20 years, etc., etc. So let's offer a nice alternative, an alternative that tastes wonderful, an alternative that harkens back to the finer days of bourbon. That's right, we are talking about Heaven Hill's Henry McKenna 10-year single barrel bottled in bond. You're talking for $35 getting a 10-year-old bourbon, single barrel that is rich, deep, leathery, spicy, everything you come to love about bourbon. This is a bottle that you can go to your local liquor store and again for $35 buy a piece of art, something that rivals some of the greatest bourbons and definitely rivals some of the more expensive bourbons. The first on our list, again, the Henry McKenna bottled in bond, single barrel, 10-year. Listen to all of these things you get for a mere $35. I assure you that as a bourbon lover, this bottle will be a warmly accepted addition to anybody's collection this holiday season. And at number 5, yet another Heaven Hill mark, this time a straight rye whiskey. Some of you like that drier, spicier style of whiskey, and Pikesville Straight Rye at 110 proof is no exception. You have 110 proof rye whiskey that is at least 6 years old. The resulting flavor is so rich and so perfectly oaky that it is one of the best sipping ryes I've had all year and all decade, but it also makes a fine cocktail. Really holds up. And for a price tag of around $50, Heaven Hill's Pikesville Straight Rye at 110 proof is the perfect rye that you've been looking for this holiday season. This is something that won one of the best whiskeys in the world last year, gold medal in fact, and a lot of people still don't have it on their radar. So if you're out there seeking the Van Winkle 13-year rye or that Sazerac 18 rye from the Buffalo Antique Collection, just put that aside for a second and say, I'm going to spend $50. I'm going to buy an amazing bottle of rye whiskey from the amazing Heaven Hill Distillery. And at number 4, let's give some local love to the list. Now, Treaty Oak Distillery out in Dripping Springs has been operating for years now. They make a rum, a gin, a barrel gin, vodka, etc. But I think all along what they were really aiming to do is make an amazing whiskey. And they have done it, folks. The Treaty Oak Experimental Collection whiskey, a bourbon. I don't know if it says bourbon on the bottle, however, but talking to the guys, you have 100 proof bourbon that is a wheated bourbon out of Texas, distilled in Texas. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of great Texas whiskeys, but this perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, is the finest whiskey I have tasted coming out of Texas. It is the first that really brings me back and transports me to Kentucky. I can tell that Daniel Barnes and crew over there at Treaty Oak love whiskey. That's where their deep passion lies. And for just around $50, you get a 100 proof Texas wheated bourbon. It is exceptional flavor. And just at 3 years old, a lot of you sometimes are put off by such a short amount of maturation, but it has the richness and the tightness and the roundness that you are looking for in an exceptional bourbon. For $50, the Treaty Oak Experimental Collection whiskey at 100 proof makes an amazing holiday gift. And again, if you guys are into buying local, this is exactly the bottle you're looking for and will do plenty of justice to Texas spirits while also catering to your love of bourbon. And at number 3, let's give Brown-Forman some love. And again, these top 12 spirits, they are in no particular order, kind of bundling them by category. But to have any or all of these in your collection would be an amazing feat, and you would be drinking large for a long time. But one of my personal favorites in the bourbon realm, we won't talk about age too much because sometimes it doesn't matter. Just because you have a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 15-year doesn't make it good. It just has a reputation. And Brown-Forman is also establishing a wonderful reputation in this industry with the new Old Forester labels and continued production of Woodford Reserve. I particularly suggest the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked at 90 proof, 45% ABV. It is roughly $50, and you have an insanely balanced and not too woody bourbon. They take bourbon and they age it, and then they put it in a new cask and they age it some more. So it has this deep, rich, complex flavor profile that works amazingly for sipping it neat or on the rocks or making your favorite Manhattan cocktail. Now, here's the greatest part. You can find a bottle of Woodford Reserve's Double Oaked bourbon. You can find it, and it makes a great gift, and you won't feel too guilty about spending too little, and you won't feel too guilty about spending too much. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked at around $50, and it'll make an amazing addition to anyone's bourbon collection this holiday season. And at number 2, we will venture into the rum zone. I've tried a lot of rums this year, and rum is an amazingly rich spirit. It just is passionate, it's romantic, it's deep, it's sweet. And I've had the pleasure this year of trying what is a new Columbian rum. Parce 12-year at 80 proof, about $50. They call it a straight rum. There is no coloring added. There is no flavoring added. They don't have to call it straight rum. Hell, there's not even a classification of straight rum in the TTB's books. But Parce 12-year rum at 80 proof is just this brilliant mix of dry style, sweet style. It's rich. It's grassy. It has both earth and cane. It's got everything you would want in a sip of rum. And for about $50 is a perfect addition to anyone's collection. But a lot of people mix rum and Coke, rum and orange juice. Now, it's a bit sweet, but if you want the perfect cocktail and a spirit all its own, try the Parce 12-year Columbian straight rum. And at number 1, the last amazing spirit for this holiday season, if you're looking to get a boozy gift for the one you love, again in the rum category, is El Dorado 15, a Guyanan rum. And El Dorado has built an amazing reputation for itself, offering various styles of distillation, various styles of aging. This 15-year expression at 80 proof is an amazing value. You can find El Dorado 15-year-old rum for about $35 to $50, depending on where you're shopping. Now, imagine this. A 15-year-old anything in the bourbon realm was going to cost you over $150. And the proofs vary wildly. But El Dorado 15-year-old rum is amazingly rich. It's slightly dry. It's perfect for sipping, and you won't feel bad making cocktails with it at a cost of around $35. So rum is an amazing spirit, especially for the colder months and the lighter months. It works all year round, and it is easy to find. Number 1 on this holiday list, we've talked about plenty of different spirits. El Dorado 15-year-old Guyanan rum, sweet, dry, perfectly crisp for $35. So there we have it. What do you guys think? I'm just trying to make some suggestions here. I was at a loss earlier this month and through this week as to what to buy my booze-loving friends and family. I thought a list might help. I thought not having to buy a bourbon for $1,200 might also help. A lot of amazing work being done out there in the agave fields and the bourbon fields and the rum fields. And I think it's about time we start talking about and trying some other things and not spending a shit ton of money to do so. So thanks everybody for listening to Show to V. Thank you for bearing with me and my completely relative set of tastes about mezcal, brandy, bourbon, and rum. I hope you could find these bottles, and I hope they make a great gift for someone that you love. But even if they don't, or even if you drink them all too soon, please keep dancing.